Excellent. All right. This is excellent. Cool. Okay, we're back. So last night I was messing around with this. I didn't get it working with Anthropic. This morning, I think I fixed that issue and set it up with some credits that should be usable with the key that I have, and I'm gonna see if it performs any better using the new 3.5 Sonnet model instead of GPT-4o. Um, the problems I was running into yesterday were occasionally um, it would just not apply the diffs into the code, and occasionally the diff was malformed and it would actually delete lines that it needed to keep in the program. Um, but the overall kind of vibe I was getting with this was that it's kind of like having a junior programmer, very junior in the case of GPT-4o, with simple mistakes. It requires close monitoring to make sure that uh, mistakes are handled and fixed. And it does get stuck occasionally. But overall, I would say, given how much last night, it was roughly 2 hours of coding time with this. Not a whole lot of time lost to futzing around with things. And as a test on this, I'm using a platform that I'm pretty rusty on with Django. So there's a lot of stuff with the command line that I'm having to kind of go around, and I have a window in my other monitor here to reference for some Django command line stuff. But here's where we are. In 2 hours, we were able to create this application. It is a Saas app idea that I had several years ago, where a landowner could take a piece of land, parking lot, a gravel lot, a field, and basically put a sign on it with a QR code that somebody with an RV could park at for the night, snap a picture of the QR code, and pay a minimal fee to just stay there for the night. And as a basically an unserviced or minimally serviced parking lot that allows overnight dry camping for RVers. That's just hits a problem in the market where it's uh, not always easy to get a camp spot, and camping spots sometimes can get expensive given that you're already bringing everything you need with you. Um, and this would be a way for landowners to just make a little bit more money from otherwise unused, uh, not productive land. And, something that is low or no maintenance requirements, no upkeep, no employees to hire, that sort of thing. So just getting more use out of gravel lots and stuff. So in this application, then we've got two types of users. One is the RVer who's traveling and needs a place for the night. The second type of user is the landowner, and they have the land available. Um, they would become sort of the paying customer of this, or whatnot. And as part of the deal, they would get a sign with information about how to pay that they could post, and then the app itself eventually provides a way for RVers to find these locations and coordinate it with the rest of their trip that they're trying to do. That's kind of the gist of the idea. I don't know if it'll go anywhere. It's more of an experiment to see how advanced we can get and how much work I don't have to do myself with AI. And then with the AI, what I'm doing here is I'm using a program called Aider. It is a chat-based interface that can review your entire project directory and use Git. And it's sort of an agentic framework. There's a couple of different agents behind the scenes that go back and forth, and you can sort of see the dialogue between the agents in the log history. It does try to fix linting errors when they come up, and it implements everything through a diff format, which is an interesting way to maybe limit the amount of text back and forth, and shortening up that context window so that the app has a better sense of what it's typing out, and it can maybe run a little bit faster than it otherwise would. It does work with multiple different backend LLMs, so you can plug in different ones and see how they perform differently, which is kind of cool. And yeah, so last night we got the basic page, we got the home page, we got authentication connected, log in, log out, sign in for both user types. We've also got the properties created. That model is added and created in the database, along with a form to create a new property. Let's create one here. Latitude, I don't know, 4950. Photos, I don't have any. Parking capacity is 12. Okay, so those are the sort of the starting points that we got for the model, and that creates a pretty rudimentary looking page here with just a list of stuff. I'll clean up the UI eventually today, and there's a few URLs that are not correctly linked to anything here, but let's see. The first thing I'm going to try and do today is I'm going to improve this navigation so I don't have to remember everything that I'm doing here and try and navigate around URLs. So let's ask Aider to do some of this for us. Add a navigation to the top bar that provides a log in, log out button. It should link to the properties page. I think that's all we got for now. Alright, so it's wanting to add some files to the context. There we go. Reload and boom, we've got a navigation. Okay, with properties, log out, and it added that one, which is interesting. Properties over here, username, log out. Interesting. Okay, I seem to work. Now, one of the problems I ran into last night was that the QR code was getting saved to the database, and it turns out that that is a problem because the domain name is encoded in that, and right now we are hard coded to example.com, which is not going to work in production. It means that the QR code is, if we ever had a domain change or something, we'd have to regenerate all the QR codes. Also, just takes up space for something that should just take milliseconds to generate. So I'm going to change this to be a dynamic thing. Change the what did it call this? Views serve PNG to generate the QR code. To generate the QR code on demand. Let's see if it figures this out. This is a bit more complicated. It requires connecting the how that is created in the models file and then pulling it in to the views. Okay. Got these files to chat. Yes, okay. Did it change? It changed the requirements file? Requirements, what did it do? That looks the same. Oh, it took out that pill. Optional. Maybe because I already have a pill? Changed the requirements, which is interesting. It added an edit to the models. Now, why did it go back and change the model? Oh, okay. It actually removed that code from here. Did it also remove photos, short URL, price, long line? Okay, so it actually also removed the column from the database for it. That's interesting. I mean, it's good, it's clean, I think. But it means I need to make migrations, remove the QR code, and then migrate to delete that. Okay, so far no errors. It did a pretty good job, a pretty thorough change, I would say. rid of that code and moved it to the views. Looks like. Let's see. Let's see if it. Okay. Cannot resolve keyword QR code into the field. Let me just restart this just to make sure it's not. No. Okay. No. So it did introduce a bug. Okay. Cannot resolve the keyword QR code into the field. Okay, so fields is maybe because it didn't have this form in the context. I think it's referring to this one. No, maybe not. Where is it getting this from? Let me look at this. Query. What line? Raise field error on. This line. This line is in views. Okay. QR code. It's 3 spots. So this is the line that has the error. Let me see if it can figure this out fast. Okay, let's just say fix this error. Let's see. All right. Did it? I think it did that's the right change. And the diff is clean. Yep. There we go. That is kind of cool. Fixed its own bug, and otherwise I would have had to do what I did there and look up what it actually, the mistake was. So that was solid. Let's say on the properties list page, make each item a link to the details page. Let's see. Add the list to the context. Sure. Applied. Oh, and it updated the QR image path? Oh. Another problem. Property detail is supposed to be a valid. Let me see. Let's see if it figures this out. Fix this error. Add these files to the chat URLs, yes. Okay, so it's missing some context maybe. So it's just kind of getting warmed up here. Hopefully it's just that it's, there we go. All right. Now we've got it did fix the URL to the, so I mean that's kind of amazing. There was a bug in it, and it found the bug with the image URL path, and it fixed it without me asking it to fix that issue. And if I click it, we get that. Okay. Then let's add, fix the QR code image on the property details page. All right. Did it work? It worked. Oh my god, this is batting 1,000 for me today. Let's okay, something that that did get maybe I'll let's focus on some of the UI enhancements. Okay. I mean, this is going so fast I don't even know what to work on. I should have created a list for things to keep in the back of my mind. Let's do an edit button. From the details page, let me add property. Add a edit button and create the edit page to update property info. Alright. So we're basically going through some CRUD application stuff at this stage. Oh, did we get a bug that time? Or linting errors? Apologize for the mistake. Alright, second attempt, seems like it worked. What happens? Edit. Did it go somewhere? Oh. Property, blah, edit. Let's see. Fix that error. Okay. And boom. All right, now we're back to an edit property page. Man, okay, this is pretty sweet. So our navigation is now working. We got some of this. Click in, we got the view page. We can edit the page. Make sure that the edits actually change. Let's change it to $20 a night and call it Matt's fave spot and save. Matt's fave spot title. The price got updated, so the save works. All right. What is next? What is next? Let me see what happens when I scan this QR code. Let's test that. Okay, I got my phone out. It is connected to the local host path. That's not helpful because my phone isn't on localhost. So for testing purposes, on the prop details page, make the QR code a link to the page it is encoding. I think that makes sense. Yeah. see. That was no visual change, but oh yeah. Okay, so this is the checkout page. Okay, let's. I will pretty this up later. The checkout is still gonna cause an issue. I wonder if I can just have like a chat for this. Let me see. Can I test the Stripe integration without a valid key? Let's see. Let's see if we can just. Oh, it's just gonna go and try and create some code. Okay. Failed to match. That's a good thing about the use of diffs is that if it's half malformed, then the diff doesn't apply and you get an error that it can go automatically try and sort out. Still is not liking that. Let me just make sure it's not like a need to reboot thing. No. Okay, so it's still not liking that. I don't know if I can test with Stripe without a real key, so let me just do that on my other monitor. Sign in. Of course, this is going to be. Oh, logged right in. Settings. Okay, trying to find API keys. Developer docs, test mode. There we go. Okay, I've got this old key, publishable key for test. Let me actually. What is it going into here? Settings. Stripe public key. I wonder if I can put the test key there. These are not usable keys, just in case anybody sees this. These are test keys. Not usable with real money. Let's see what happens. Checkout. Okay, it got a redirect instead of a crash, which seems to be a good sign, but it's not embedding anything. So let's just ask it to fix the checkout button. Fix the checkout button on the pay page. I'm having a hard time reading this font. Let me change it up here. Um, what is it? Fix the checkout button on the pay page so the Stripe checkout form is embedded. Let's see if it can figure this out. I mean, obviously, if it could just turn my app into a working paid app. Let's see. Looks like it made a mistake with the diff. Trying again. Work the second try. If I reload, there is no form. The checkout button went away. Was there any errors here? Reload. Nothing there. Interesting. So it looks like it's trying to find a button. Create a checkout session. That looks reasonable. Create a Stripe object with the public key. And here we've got checkout ID. Let's see. So there's a empty div. It is creating a button called button. Where is it adding the button? Checkout button. Okay, so it is supposed to be getting the element, checkout dash button, and then adding a button to the DOM. Okay, at first glance I don't see anything wrong there, but no button. And it should be, oh, actually, now that I'm looking at this, what I'm seeing is that this does not match up with what's on the page anymore. We've got description, location, price per night, parking capacity, but then image with just an image tag and then an empty div. And what I'm seeing here is this word QR code for blah. And that text is not on here. So let me see. It seems like this diff did not apply this time. This updated search replace block should now correctly match the existing code. It says it applied and added it to diff. I think wait, okay. It didn't commit, did it? That's interesting. Okay, so we've got some stuff here that didn't commit. Settings, that was something I manually did. Okay. I'm gonna, just to clean this up, I'm gonna add git ignore okay, so it definitely seems like it missed this. What this should have been property payment detail, this page. No, that looks like it did apply. Interesting. Okay, let's have another look at this page. Reload. Okay. Nothing there. Okay. Interesting. It's printing out the alt text. Let me fix the QR code image on the property details page. Okay. Okay. Let's see if that works. Oh, did I? I think I might have messed it up by leaving this stuff staged. Commit. So obviously there's a bit of an issue here when you try and do things yourself in the wrong order. But actually that's why. Let me add this one as well. I'm adding a stripe test key. Okay. Now, why, if I go to the details, yeah, see this one is URL serve PNG, so that did not get applied. Try again. Wow, that seems like a lot of diffs. Why is it making such a big change? Edit forms? I think this is going way too much. It still didn't fix this. It still didn't fix this. Okay, so this is just... What did it do? Apparently nothing. Properties, that looks the same. Let me undo. I don't know what it was thinking there. what did it do? Oh. An unexpected indent. Okay, so making mistakes. Yeah, yeah, okay. Property image form set. Oh, it went back and implemented multiple images? That's interesting. That is very interesting. So, yeah, I could see like this was supposed to be up here, and that. I think that's what it intended to make. Unknown fields photos. Okay, it's not quite ready for photos yet. I don't know why it went and did all this. Unknown photo fields. Photo. No. Okay. Now, I totally botched this. I don't need that. Don't need that. Property image. This is a duplicate line. Line 19. Okay. Now let me reload. Okay. Amazing. It went and implemented a whole bunch of stuff on me. And now I'm having to undo it all. Property image. I will eventually get to that feature. It just jumped the gun and went and did it. And it didn't apply the delta here. It's still in Git as a diff. Let's put the photos back in. Okay. I know that's probably busted, but whatever. Alright. So, this page, property images. Oh my gosh. Oh, was that what I did wrong? Did I reference the wrong page? The checkout button is not showing, and there's no. Where's the console? There is no. I'm not seeing the Stripe checkout on the pay page. Let's see if it can. Oh, did I forget to do that one other thing and commit all the changes I just made? Property create. Oh my gosh. It's sticking with its cache of this stuff. Property images. I'm going to get rid of that first. Property form. Didn't need it to do that yet. Property payment. Okay, so this is the thing I wanted to see if it would sort out. And it crashes. From forms, main views. Okay. Property image set. I deleted that. Save. Okay. Let me. So. Clear. I think it's definitely maybe some tokens. What is that? I don't know. Tells you how much it's using. The main views has 1,000 tokens. It still seems like it has a bunch of these in here. Interesting that so far I've only spent 1.5 cents. That's pretty amazing. Cool. Am I still live here? Amit, I see your question there. I'm building a Saas app for RVers, where somebody who has an RV is driving, say, across the country, can use the app to find a parking lot where they're allowed to stay overnight at a low cost, and whoever owns that parking lot can register with the app as a landowner, and as part of that deal they would get a sign with a QR code to enable payment. That's the basic gist of it. It's kind of a way to get people to provide this as a service to people who need it and make better use out of the land that they have, kind of like an Airbnb kind of concept, but for just parking lots and gravel pits and fields. That's the idea. It's something that I ran into as an issue when I tried to do an RV trip. There's, other than Walmart parking lots, there's not a lot of easy places to park up for the night. Let me see what is going on here. Okay, so it put the picture back in, and the button is there now. What happens if you click it? Nothing happens. Where's the console? Oh. The console is there, but it's not logging anything. I mean, it seems like it fixed something there, but let me add some logging to the checkout button. Let's see if it can sort this out. is not logging anything. Fantastic. It is loading the page, correct? It looks correct. Why preserve log? No. This seems a bit weird. I would expect it to do something. Maybe it... Not the details page. Create a checkout session. It is not doing anything. Oh, come on. Now, committing... Oh, this is not the right template. Is it messing these two things together? Wait, let me clean up some of this stuff, because I think it is... I think it's getting confused again. Clean up. Oh. Clear it out again. Let me just double check that it actually... Wait. Did that just change? Okay. Create a stripe. Get the checkout button div. Okay. Checkout button, add event listener, click, and then it's supposed to console log the checkout button was clicked. That seems pretty clear. It is just a plain old button with a plain click handler. Oh man. Okay, let me do a reload. Checkout. Console. Okay, the favicon didn't load. At least that's something. Some sign of life there. Extra.js. Let's make sure that that is actually showing up in the page. Okay, we got Bootstrapper, Popper, jQuery. There we go. That's the problem. It didn't include the extra.js block in the base template. In the base template. There we go. Now, I see. Goes over to checkout. All right. Okay, that is pretty awesome. Okay. So the payment functionality kind of working. Oh, there we go. Maybe I should add a cancel. Implement a cancel payment page for Okay, let's see if it figures this out. Wow, this seems like a lot. Add the new payment canceled page, sure. Fix the lint errors, sure. Second attempt. Applying edits, success. Now this, so far in the comparison against last night using GPT-4o and this attempt using Claude Sonnet 3.5 model, the Sonnet one is really kicking butt. Like, this is a notable improvement on the quality of the code, the ability to handle things that I didn't ask for and make improvements as it's going, which is maybe a plus and a minus. But also the fact that this is having far fewer issues with the format of these diffs between attempts. This is remarkable in a lot of ways as an improvement over what I was dealing with yesterday. All right, so it spoke too soon apparently. It thinks I have this thing back again. Let me see. Make sure. Oh, did I? It didn't commit this, which is interesting. Payment canceled plus payment canceled plus. Yeah, it seems like it's getting a little bit stuck here. Let's say fix. I don't know. I think it's maybe time to quit. I'm sure there's probably a better way to do this than canceling and restarting. But the context windows seem to be filled with junk, and this same thing happened last night. And I don't know if it's an Aider issue or something with the models, the LLMs underlining it. But it seems like after you've used it for a little while, it gets, I would say corrupted might be the right word to say. Out of sync, maybe. But obviously it has this stuff in the context that doesn't exist in the repository anymore. Fix to, let me just, property image form set. Okay, it's re-implementing this, I think. Let me see. Fix this, please. Add the models to the context. got property, now property image. Yes. Okay. And interesting. Let me just curious how this is going so far. I started the day with a balance of $25 and I've spent $1.15 so far worth of tokens on Claude, which is pretty amazing. Just looking at my stats here. We've got I think the way that this works is it seems like Aider is splitting some of the conversation between the cheap Claude 3 Haiku model, which is doing some of the work. That one is 25 cents per million tokens of input and $1.25 per million tokens of output. So far I've spent 7 cents on that model. And the Claude 3.5 Sonnet is much more expensive. Instead of 25 cents, it is $3. So, you know, whatever that is, quite a bit more expensive. I've used 78 cents on the inputs and 35 cents on the outputs. So that's pretty impressive so far. A reasonable expense for the amount of work I'm getting out of this thing. What was I doing here? Oh yeah, I asked it to fix the import error. And I believe... Okay, now it seems like the commit is committing correctly. Okay. And then let's see if it's working now. Reload failed. Reload. Oh. Okay. Let me reload this page. Okay. Let's see if that cancel page worked. Back. Payment canceled. Boom. Okay. Your payment has been canceled. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact customer support. Perfect. I didn't have to write that. That's amazing. Return home, and it goes to the home page. Awesome. We can go to properties. Got this. I can go to there, edit the property, works. Click on the QR code, and we get this page with the checkout button. All right, this is, and the dollar per night is correct. Cancel. Let me here's what I'm gonna go here, just make sure that this is working. I'm gonna change that back to $10 a night. Save. Okay, that's a bit weird. Properties, click that, then check out. Is it 10? No, it is not 10. Okay. Where did it get that 20 from? I mean, it got the right title, which is interesting. Oh, interesting. It didn't save. Reload. Edit. 10. Save. Okay, so there's... Seems like it introduced a bug here somewhere. Post to edit, return to 200. What did it actually do, though? That would be main views. Edit. Property edit. Okay, so it should have done get. It was a post. Property form, image form set. Form is valid, form save. Okay. I'd say this is the issue. Form is not valid, and it's falling out of the bottom of this without saving it and without returning an error. Okay. And because the form doesn't include this, it's not re-rendering with any error messages. Okay. So add the image set fields to the which page is that? Property form. Let's see. Okay, let's reload that, see if we get, nope. Oh, did it? No changes made to the get tracked files. Add these files to the chat. Yes. Okay. Commit refactored property form to use Django's form as P. And added support for multiple property images. And it updated the base template. Oh, that I think is the first time I've had an actual Aider error like that. It looks like it just kind of abandoned it halfway through. Did it leave it in a bad state? No, I don't see any partially applied things. Interesting. Let's just try redoing it. Interesting. Okay. Second attempt seemed to go through. Code changes applied. Reload. Edit property. Oh, it added a bunch of stuff here. Title. I totally moved around this stuff. Property images. Interesting. I don't know what's going on with that. Where would it have been inspired to do that kind of code? Okay. Let's see if there was any errors there. Returned at 200. If it was successful, what should it have done? It should have redirected to the property detail page. So there is still an error. There's still an error, but no error message. Add another image. Let me just see what that does. That is not doing anything. Handle invalid form issues. Invalid form. Issues when editing property. Let's see. Let's see if I just be vague about it. Reload. Save. I don't see any difference that time. There was no changes there. Oh. That is not a fantastic... Oh, come on, man. If it's valid, if else pass. It wants it to fall through. The problem is that the field is required. But let me fix this error on the page. Okay. Maybe it was missing something else. Okay. Reload. Still nothing. What did it do? It is saying it needs a total forms. Total forms. But property edit. Okay, so the image form set is there, but let's see what it looks like here. Property image, image form set, management form. Seems to be stuck on this. Hidden field. just seems like it's trying to do the same thing over and over again. And it's not picking up that there's a bug here. But I think it's similar to the last issue I had where the JavaScript wasn't in here. Parse int. Let me just double check that JavaScript is actually in the page here. Okay, it is there. And let me just see what happens if I just run this code manually. Form count is not a number, which is probably not good. Parse int. The JavaScript value form count is getting a NaN value. Because that seems like it would pass through as an issue. Okay. That's not doing it. What is it doing here? Reload. Another image. Seems like properties, add a new property. This is the form I would like to have. Actually, maybe there's a database issue here. Now that I think about it, let's do make migrations. And then, oh, come on, migrate. Okay, reload. Okay, still got that. Reload. Still. I wonder why that is still not correct. It's interesting. When editing an existing one, the image set form is not rendering correctly. I don't know. Maybe I can figure it out. Poke and prod. Nothing obvious changing there. Reload. Yeah, no fixes. No fixes. What could be next to test? Okay, so it looks like something's going on here, that it's not maybe doing something. Let me add that. Git ignore. Let me just add typical stuff for Python projects to the git ignore file. Git ignore. Okay. Boom. All right. Yeah, so now we've got, I can add these. Sweet. That cleaned that up. Now, I don't need that in my context. Drop. There we go. Okay, so that maybe stuff like that helps trim the context window down. Keep it focused on what's important here. Okay, these QR codes, I believe, are now just generated. Those two codes, I'm just going to delete those. They are no longer in the database. I don't need to save them anywhere. I hope I don't need to save them anywhere. Okay. Now, I want to reload this. We still have this problem. And just so you know, I'm doing this specifically in Django because I'm pretty rusty with Django. I've been doing mostly Flask apps. So there's, in a sense, I'm a little bit of a newbie on this. I mean, not that I haven't done Django in the past, but it's been several years and several major versions ago that I did a Django project. So just maybe makes it a little bit more relatable to people who are trying to do something like this without having necessarily the depth of experience. Okay, so this button is still busted. The property images is still not rendering. It appears as though this is not necessarily going to work. If I put that in, I get a not a number, and let me just see if these things work. So add images. Okay, so that is that. There is no text output. but this would be walking through it. I would get nan is equal to this variable, nan plus 1. I don't know what that would do. What does that do? I think empty form is the first form okay, so this is the problem, I think. The problem is that if there's no forms, then there's no form to clone. On the property form, when editing, if there's no photos yet, ensure there is a blank form for adding a photo. Oh, okay. Kind of surprised. This is seems to be a bit of a delay on this video. Or maybe not. I'm just not at the live point here. Okay, there we go. That clarified that. Did it do that correctly? The image form set. Did it change anything? Oh, it added this. Okay. Add another? Nope. Now, I don't know what this is. I'm sure there's a pattern for this, but it is not working. If existing images exists, then that, else the form set is none objects. I mean, that doesn't look like it should have made a difference. But the problem, I think, is that it's not doing it on the display side. Let me just hypothesis here and see if it gets the thing. I think when there's no images, then there's no form to clone when pressing the add photo. Is that what it's called on here? Add another image. Let me see if it gets the hint. Okay. This change does the following. Creates an empty form template string that contains the HTML structure of a new image form. This template uses the prefix as the placeholder for the form index. In the add image click handler, now we use the empty form template instead of cloning an existing form. We replace all the instances with that, and we keep the logic to ensure at least one form is present, which will now work correctly even when there is no existing forms. This solution should work whether there are existing image forms or not, solving the issue you encountered. Except it doesn't. Come on, man. Add another image. It is still not doing it. Let me see. Okay, form count 0, empty form, replace, blah. I'm almost sure this is a Django 5 change or something. Django 5. Get the error. Let me see. I kind of feel like there was something that changed with Django 5, one of the later Django versions about form sets. Okay, these changes should resolve the issue. In the property edit view, we simplified the form set initialization. Always use property image form set, which should work for both new and existing properties. In the template, we've made the following changes. Wrap the image form set in a div for easier manipulation. Update the JavaScript to use server-side form count and form set prefix. Server-side form set prefix? Form count, okay. Oh, okay, it's jamming that in that way instead of trying to find it in the page. Modify the add another image functionality to clone the last form and update its input. It's not going to run into the same issue. I don't know. No change. So close. So close. I think I'm going to have to revert to Google on this one. Aren't I? Hidden field total forms. I don't see that. Interesting that it's okay. So just Stack Overflow is suggesting that on the, which one is it? The property form, that here, property details, property images, image form set. management form. For image form, this is the snippet that I got from, and this I think is what I want. Let me see. If I add that in, oh, okay. Okay. What did I... Wait a minute. Let me go back. Okay, let's start here. And load the page without a post between it. So edit property. Maybe it was working the whole time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I'm going to try. Change the price to $10. Save. Price is now updated. I rebounced to this page. Edit property. Okay, that's correct. I will test the photos in a bit. For now, let's see. We are on the checkout page. Let's check out, and it should be $10. Boom. Okay. Turn home. That is awesome. Okay. The core functionality is actually almost done. The ability to create a property, pay it, kind of works. And if I wanted to do some manual processes of who earned the money, I could do that manually probably. That's a little bit tricky. Okay, so let's make this look better. Let's see how it handles. Maybe not so much the code, but making a good homepage. Change it up a bit. Make the website homepage compelling. Let's use, I'm using ParkPay as the work in progress name of this app. Name of the app as ParkPay. And let's say, and do the copywriting to when you do these kind of businesses where you're brokering deals, you have two customers. One customer is the end user, the person with the RV in this case, and the other customer is the person with the land. And you have to make the homepage relevant to one or both of those people, and there's a balance there. That can be tricky. But just looking at, I guess, depending on the phase that you're in. So I am currently in a stage where we're looking for people, but we want to make sure that the most important thing is that the people we do get customers. So Make the website homepage compelling with the name of the app as Park Pay. Do the copywriting to convince our viewers, is that the right term, about the unique places they can stay. The homepage should show a grid of properties with a responsive layout. As well as a actually, that's a long prompt already. Let's start there. Let's see. Allow edits to home, yes. Now, did I mess up this again? Yes, I did. I changed this, and I don't know if I needed to or not. But let's add that in. I think it doesn't like when you do things on your own. Alright, so it says it did the homepage. Let's see what it did. Alright, so we've got welcome to Park Pay. Discover unique and breathtaking RV parking spots around the country. Select from its secluded mountain retreats to beachfront paradises. Park Pay connects you with one-of-a-kind locations for your RV adventures. Okay, that's a great start. I love that. And then we've got these cards layouts with view details. That's pretty sweet. That's a pretty alright start. Let's keep it going. Maybe because I don't have photos of these things yet. So let's let me look at my properties and then edit this property. Oh, did something change there? I don't know. Let me see. Okay, let's see what we got. This one. I'm just gonna, I got my other browser open here, just downloading some images. Save image as. Okay. I'm gonna upload. Save. Did it do anything? I don't know. But if I go home, okay, we've got a busted image. But at least it's showing something. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, these are... can I just fix... fix this on its own. Hello? Yes? I don't know what it's doing. Did it crash? We got this image. Property photos. Okay. Just needed some time. Reload. No. Let me see what it did here. We've got a static URL / static / static URL unchanged. Static root is static files directories. Media URL is /media. Okay, so I think if I got this, if I'm understanding this correctly, it's not looking in the right place. Rename. Let me see if that. Nope. Media is there. I would think that would be right. What's wrong with that? Or it's still looking for property photos. View folder. Property _ photos. Nope. Didn't like that. Still not liking that. Oh my gosh. Let me restart this. It's got a 404. Not found. No, I think Django has had some persistent things that trip people up, and this is one of them. And the weird thing is that it's almost something that they could have provided a smarter error message. You know, a simple file search for this might have been able to say, hey, you have things in the wrong place. Instead of this. Okay, that is not right. Settings. Is it? Oh, maybe it's supposed to be in here. No. Maybe this one is? Where is it looking for this stuff? Settings. The media root is the baster, and the baster is parent.parent. Parent? Parent.parent of this file parent of this file. This file is in this one. The parent. Wait, what is it? Parent.parent is this folder. And then, okay. So I think I was in the right spot the first time. This area. And then the media root should be here /media. I mean, it looks like this should be correct. Property. I didn't typo this, did I? Underscore photos. That's the photo. It looks correct. The correct extension. Still not finding it. Getting a 404 for the uploaded property photos. Can you add some debugging to fix? Let's see. I feel like it would spin its wheels a little bit if I just told it to fix it. Okay, this time we've got warning, the directory static files does not exist. Okay. Well, I can create that easy. Static. Okay. There we go. I don't know what did it change that made that work. I was expecting just debugs, but it did. Wait. The 404 error download properties. Try property. Print property found property images. That's not helpful. Print the path to the images. Okay. Not helpful. What did it do here? Next we need to update the URLs to serve media. Oh. Well then, that would explain it. All right. So now we've got a photo. That's pretty sweet. That's a great start to this. Add some life to it with some photos. be the next thing to do here would be keep finishing out this page, I think. It's looking like a good page, but let's see if I can do something a bit more interesting here. Add a map view to the home page with pins for each property. I have no idea what it'll do. Google Maps, maybe. Open Maps. Let's see what it did. Leaflet, CSS. OpenStreetMap is what it pulled in. Okay. Probably need an API key for that. Reference L is not defined. Okay. I'm guessing it missed an import there or something. Reload. Oh, okay. Wow, that is weird. Markers. Wow, that is janky. Where it's zooming all the way out, all the way. Wow. Wow, I don't. What is going on here? This is maybe not just. This is not working at all. The map is not working. Let's see. This is how my boss would talk to me sometimes in some old jobs. It doesn't work. Just fix it. I am not familiar with Leaflet.js. So that is new to me. What is it this time? L is not defined again. L is, I assume, that Leaflet.js. Okay. Extra head. Make sure extra head is in the base template. That may have been the problem. Yay, there we go. Now, I put the pins at 4950, which, oh, there we go. They are over here in wherever that is. Kazakhstan. Okay, and if I click it, test property, view details. How? That's amazing. Okay, I gotta say that is kind of impressive that it came up with that. And it put copy into the bubbles and linked to the page. That's pretty sweet. Um, Let me move the map below the featured properties. Let me get a GPS location that's going to be in the US for this. Let's pick a spot over here. Oh my gosh, this thing. Okay, negative. I'm going to change some of these points here so that they are a bit more relevant. I think I'm logged in, so I'm just going to go my property, edit the property, and I'm going to move this to let's see, here and here. It doesn't like being that accurate. Okay. Properties. Let's go back home. Okay, now we got a spot in Michigan. Click Matt's fave spot. That is pretty sweet. Let me get some inspiration. Um, bu- 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 bu. Okay, I wonder if, so Airbnb has a pretty sweet page to try and attract hosts to their platform. Okay. So let me, and it's like a sort of a, what is it? You'd call it like a longish form page that really sells you on the benefits. It has a FAQ section, and at the top it's telling you how much money you can earn with them. So they're focusing first and foremost on how much money you earn, what your competition is going to be. They have a little map of your competition in the area. and then how easy it is to get started. Insurance protection, I guess that's a big objection for most people. And then the FAQs for other things. I don't know if Sonnet can handle URLs, but let's see. Looking at Airbnb page for their hosts, which are equivalent to our landowner users. So looking at the Airbnb page for their hosts, sign up. And then I'll just give them the URL here. I don't know if it'll be able to go get it or not. Create an equivalent page that highlights how much the landowner can earn. And handle objections such as investment required and maintenance costs. Have a section for FAQs. Let's leave it at that. Add this web page to the chat. Oh, interesting. Let's see what it does. Interesting. Did it download? Oh my gosh. It is downloading. Playwright? Views, okay. Landowner Sonnet page, sign up page. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Like, considering that I didn't ask it to create a new URL in that, but it went and did it anyway. That is getting the gist of the question without having to be very explicit about it. Okay, they gotta become a host. Become a host. And they added it to the navigation. Become a host. Earn money by hosting your RV spots with ParkPay. You could earn, boom, turn your unused land into a profitable RV spot. Estimated earnings based on average bookings in your area. Actual earnings may vary. Why host? Low investment, flexible hosting, 24/7 support. Frequently asked questions. Start hosting today. And it goes straight into the sign up page. Wow. That's a pretty incredible start. Considering something like this would probably take an hour for me to structure all of these sections, write the copy. Not that it's hard. It's not hard, but it is time consuming. So that's kind of impressive. Okay. So now we've got the home page, which is a bit more geared towards getting people to book these places. And then we've got a new become a host. Boom. Okay. Now, let me see if I can make these look less like okay, let me see if I wanted to create a little bit more of a branded look to this. What would it be? I mean, Airbnb is very bland. Which makes sense maybe. Let the properties be the thing that shines through. But let me see if I can just create a light and not distracting color scheme for the site and apply. I don't know what it'll come up with. Certainly. Okay. Taking its time. Uh-oh. Seems like something here is causing this to not finish. Let me see how it looks. Okay. I wouldn't call that much of a color scheme. Just flipped some of the colors. But it looks a little bit more unique. I mean, the blue is maybe too generic to me. I don't think this can create logos. I don't know if it'll do this. Did it do anything? No. It wants me to do it. Let me see what I can do quick for a logo. Oh. This is maybe not the best thing for mid-journey, but we'll see what it comes up back with. But what have we got? We've got featured properties, got a map view, which is kind of cool, and okay. I'll come back to the logo thing. That might be a bit of a fun detour for the future. In the meantime, what have we got? We've got this, the maps, the listings. We've got view properties. Interesting. That's probably not the one I wanted this page to go to, but okay. Let's actually something challenging here would be add a search engine to search through available properties, add the search form to the main homepage near the top. Let's see. Now, search engines can get a little tricky, for sure. Especially if they're not just doing substring stuff. I'm guessing that's probably all it's going to do. Let's have a look what it did. Property search, search query, filter, query title contains or the description contains. Okay, so it's just doing a case insensitive text search. Let's see if it added it. Okay, we've got a basic form. Let's search for Matt. Oh, did it? Oh, that's pretty cool. It just tweaked the homepage. If I clear it out, okay. Best. Awesome. Well, I mean, that's pretty cool. Remove the explore all properties button from the homepage. That button doesn't really go anywhere good for me. Reload, boom, gone. Yeah, I think when it starts having these issues with that, let's make sure that's in there. Okay. So we've got. I mean, we're doing some pretty incredible stuff here with this. Um, we've got the home page with the integrated map. Oh, where did my pin go? Oh, the pin went away with the search. Oh, it did that automatically. Let me see. If I search for map, will the pin come back in? It did. Sweet. Oh, man. So the search also reflected in the map. We got this. Oh, I got a nice little hover effect on it. And we've got this page with some pretty decent copy. The design is a little meh, but gets the point across. We've got the list of properties. We've got edit. Let's let's go to my properties. My properties, because I'm a landowner here. This is kind of hideous. On the let's reformat that into reformat the my properties page into a table view. Table view? Table layout. I don't know. Let's see what it does. Hopefully, property list, yes. Oh, it's running into more of these. Let's see what it did. All right, that looks cool. It's definitely makes more sense to not have a massive QR code for it. Oh my god, that some of these things are blowing my mind here. That kind of change from a list to a table could very easily take 30 minutes. Not hard, but like just tediousness, right? Okay, so another feature required here is going to be if the user is a landowner, they should get a view of the money they're making. Okay. So now this is what would be the ask here. The ask when someone books a property, make sure the revenue is back to the user. The landowner. I mean, eventually we're gonna need like a full accounting here, but let's see what it does. This is going to be maybe some Stripe stuff. Booking. Okay, we've got a booking class, check in, check out. Oh, this is going to have an error in it for sure. This is too much of a change. Yeah, it's going to... I can tell what's going to happen already. It's going to put this comment, keep all existing imports and functions. Wow, it's creating a landowner dashboard. I did not ask it to do that yet. Create a checkout section, booking success. No. Oh. The output tokens were too long. I guess that's what happens when you ask it to do too much. Did it leave the project in a weird state? I don't know. What does this do? Nothing there. Didn't crash anything. That's all correct. That's not broken. Okay. So looks like it crashed out before creating it. Landowner dashboard. Oh my gosh, my typing. Let's just create this. Now, what did it change on the booking or the... Yeah, some of these diffs are getting big. Okay, let's see if it... Nope. Properties? For property and properties. Now, why did it add this to the home page? Let's see. That was maybe one of the first things it did here, is it? interesting. Where did that come from then? Oh, no such column. Total revenue. It added. I don't. Oh, it was just a database issue there. Okay. So now if I go to properties, this is my properties. Did it? Didn't add. Okay, so there should be a dashboard. What is? User profile matching query does not exist. Oh. I don't have a user profile, apparently, on my user. There are no user profiles. Let's make me one. Oh, sweet. Okay. Total revenue, $0. Got price per night, total revenue for that spot. Bam. Okay. And that's looks nice. Add a new property. Okay. Now we got the dashboard. The model is updated. Let's do what? As we get deeper and deeper in, this context is going to get big. It's getting into a bigger project. It's not, which is interesting. I've always been like somebody who does not like microservices, but in this context, I think once you get past a certain size, like these tools are currently not able to deal with huge code bases, it seems, without the context getting cluttered and confusing. When there's a, oh wait, let me create a booking. Create a booking model to represent a booking model to represent a purchase of a night at a property. Okay. It should have a check-in date and checkout date, price paid per night. And save the subtotal. Save the tax, sales tax collected for it. Okay, this is the start of an accounting system. And I've built several accounting systems. And it can get messy pretty quickly if you don't do it right. Check-in date, checkout date, the price per night, a subtotal, the amount of tax, the buyer information, and Stripe receipt, ID or Stripe transaction IDs. I assume there's an ID. I don't know. To reference the payment. Okay. Let's see. Getting back into some model stuff. Alright, it added, created that, updated that. Stripe stuff. Oh, interesting. After all of these, it is now telling me that I need to do a migration. Okay. Let's see what we got. Reload. No crashes. That's a good start. We've got, okay, so we've just got a basic model. It's not connected to anything yet. When someone does a checkout and successfully plays, create a booking. And time zone, booking, calculate the checkout date, assuming a one-night stay. Creates a booking object with the necessary information. Did it do it? Let's see. So create a checkout session. Okay, that's the existing Stripe handler. We are now doing subtotal. Okay, we're getting okay, 404 if the property doesn't exist. We've got a check-in date, which is today. Checkout date is today plus 1 day. Subtotal property price per night. Okay. Sales tax is hard coded to 10%. Total price, subtotal plus sales tax. Okay, session, Stripe, checkout, session, create. Okay, that's the Stripe stuff. We've got a price data. It puts in the title, puts in the total price. Okay. Payment success. Okay. And then creates a booking. Interesting. Property, user, request user. That's a good question. If you're logged in, there would be a user. If you're not logged in, there is no user. Which, is a good question. That's a good question. Do we create a user? Do we force users to be created in order to book for the night, or not? I think that'd be probably valuable. It would enable marketing. And this is an audience that it makes sense for. Okay. Check-in date, check-out date, price per night, subtotal, sales tax, total price, Stripe payment intent, charge ID. Okay. That's okay, so that's half the process. You really do have to pay a little bit of attention to make sure it finishes what you ask for. Sometimes it goes and does more than you need, and sometimes it doesn't. In this case, we got the booking for that property, for that user on those dates. I don't know. I think create the success page. And update the booking. Create the success page and update the booking after the payment is successful. Okay, let's see what it does. I think there's some obvious stuff there to do. One would be what are some of the things I need here? Send a success email. At some point with the receipt. Force. I think it makes sense to turn this into a bit of a membership. As in, you can't just stop and park without an account. I mean, it'd be nice, but without an account, it would be impossible to identify the bad actors. So if somebody leaves a bunch of garbage behind, or they rip up the place or whatever, I don't think you want to leave it like that. Okay. Let's see. Create. Wait, what did it? Create checkout session. Create checkout session. What did it do here? Created a session. Oh, what? This is questionable. What did it do? Okay, we got payment dash success with the booking ID. Okay. Did it? But it should go to the views payment success. Is this going to crash because the URL doesn't exist? No. So apparently payment success works. Payment success. Okay, so there is a payment success. It gets the booking. Okay. In the payment success, in the payment success view handler, update the booking status and save. And because this one would create a booking. Okay, just marked it as status confirmed. Let me do in the payment canceled. Interesting that I don't know if that session booking ID exists. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's test it out. View the property. Click, click, check out. Now this should create a booking. Did it? Did it create a booking? Reload. Check out. Nope. I broke something. Unexpected syntax error. Lovely. Hey, Amit. Yeah, I'm doing this entirely with AI using the new Sonnet 3.5 version that came out this week. And this chat window is Aider, is a sort of framework for generating the code through a chat. It has access to the whole GitHub project, or Git, not GitHub, Git project. So it can see all the files and make multi-file changes all at once. It's pretty neat. Although it's not always perfect. Like this, I don't know where this is generating not valid JSON from something here. Sources, elements, console. Yeah, some of the things it doesn't know. I suppose I could. I don't have enough information here to tell it where to go for this, but may as well try. Let's see. See if it can fix it itself. Check out. Nope. Let's see. Fix this. Fix this, please. I don't know if it's a CSRF issue. Allow edits to this file. Yes. Okay. out. Nope. The same error. Let's see. Maybe stripe price create. Sometimes it gets a bit jammed up. Wait, what? Yeah, of course it's not working. It deleted the functional code that it needed. Why is this now? It's create a checkout session, but it didn't create the checkout session. It deleted the checkout session. Not perfect yet. Yeah, I got stuck in some loops last night with this too. Lots of syntax errors getting introduced and then undone and redone. This one, I'm just gonna put this back in because I do know I need that. It was working. But now we've got this price object, currency, line items, price data, currency, name, unit amount, quantity. Okay, I don't know. Let me just put that back in. Line item 0 price should be a string. Line items 0 price. Unit amount. I don't know if that's what it's talking about. That seems unlikely. There is no price here. Price, line items. Let's just see if I can fix it again. I don't know. Check out. It has to provide one of line items, items, or session ID. Yeah, now it's bouncing back and forth. Line items. has. Let me take this out. Nope. Redirect to checkout. Am I in the wrong spot here? This is here. Redirect to checkout session.id. Oh. That. No, that should work. Am I right? Create a checkout. That should return an object with a .id. So the problem seems to be on the JavaScript side. Return, I think it's getting confused on what this handler is supposed to do. It is redirect to checkout, had this stuff in it, which I shouldn't be. That's coming from the back end. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, the problem with uploading the whole file is that it's multiple files that have to be connected together, which is what this is supposed to have a connection to. Sometimes it gets jammed up. You gotta clear it or exit and start it again. And then if the context windows get sort of corrupted or out of sync with what's on disk, it messes it up. So let me give it a bit of a, what's the last two things put together? What's the previous error was? No, let's either but keep it using the session reference the checkout. Let's be a little bit more specific. No, see now it's only looking at the views file, I think. Let's see. Let's try the old Google on that one. That seems a bit strange. If I look at the console, network is what I want to look at. What? Clear, check out. Wait, what? Reload. Where did I? There, no, filter. What am I missing here? Checkout session post returned a 500 error. That could do it. Unsupported operand star decimal and float. That's probably why it didn't sort it out. Fix this error. Let's see if we can find that. Nope, still an error. Still a 500, not null constraint. Fix this error. What is it going to try to do here? Okay. Create the Stripe session first before the booking object, and then you create the booking object using the session intent. Finally, update the success URL. Okay, so it just changes the order of operations there. Let's see if that did it. Checkout. Oh. What? Checkout. Checkout? What is it doing? Checkout. Now it's not doing anything. Oh my god. I think what did let me reload this again. Wait, what is clear? Reload. Oh. Why is this being empty again? It doesn't. Okay. Now, trusted types checker. Okay, now we still get a 500 error. Error checking out check-in session. Bouncing between errors again. Um, that one is... Okay, we got a checkout, subtotal. All of that is fine, I think. The booking, Stripe payment intent. Oh. Session.payment intent. This is null. I gotta look that up. That Stripe payment intent. This is on a checkout session. Payment intents. Checkout session. Create a session. Sorry, I've just got the documentation for Stripe up here. Parameters. The response. Payment link. Payment intent. Okay, so payment intent could be null. I don't know what you would do here. Seems like Stripe session payment intent can be null. Let's see, what did it try to do that way that time? Payment intent. It puts in a null. It puts in an empty string. But then I can't reference it to anything. I don't know if this is the right thing. Should it be an intent? The right thing to store to make sure the payment is connected to the booking. Should it be the session ID or What other IDs do we get here? Or the checkout URL. You're right. Apparently I'm right. What did it say? You're right to this question. The payment intent ID is not the best choice for connecting the payment to the booking, especially since we can have null in some cases. The session ID is better option because it's always available and uniquely identifies the Stripe checkout session. Let's modify create checkout session function in the booking and use the session ID instead of payment intent ID. Okay, so it renamed a field. And then updated it. Cool. Now I gotta do those migrations. Renamed. Was renamed, yes. Rename the column. Okay. Reload. Checkout. Oh, come on, man. Still an error. Reverse for payment canceled with arguments 2. Did I? No. Okay. Let's fix this one. Oh, sometimes you get bogged down on something, but then other times it just kicks ass. Writes a ton of stuff. Reload it again. Oh, come on, man. Another 500 error. Error in save. Error. Create checkout session. That's where I am. Create session. Now that looks suspiciously like it is getting confused on the syntax. It's in the bin there. Yeah. Okay. Why not? But where do you spend it? I mean, cash money. Stores. Yeah, it's in the black box. Okay. Oh. No, it's not. Almost 3 hours doing this live stream.
What?
Almost 3 hours of live streaming.
Oh, that's what you've been doing all day?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder who you were talking to.
Yeah. Broadcasting
Is
to the
this
world.
what the $100 bill always had on it?
Not always. They change it every few years.
Oh. I don't know, I've never seen a $100 bill. I honestly forgot they existed.
Oh.
What else would you use this for that you actually need other than decorations for my room?
I don't know.
Okay, then I'll take it. What do you mean?
Hmm?
What?
What is next? What is next? I've got to fix this issue. I think I don't know if that is correct. Python. Retrieve a session. I feel like this is a little bit confusing. Is there... Let me see if I can do this better. Wait, what was the thing I needed in the booking?
Daddy.
Yeah.
I need a new big account.
No, you don't.
Yeah. I need to...
You need to get a password reset.
Actually, I don't.
We still got this error with it doing things out of order. I think this syntax is not correct for the stripe session object. You're correct. What? Okay. Reload. Okay, then checkout. Ugh, still crashing. What? think that works either. Retrieve a session, the session object. Oh my gosh. Create a session. Okay, create, read, retrieve a session. List all the sessions, expire a session. I think this is missing something. Is it update? I don't think. Let me dig into this. Creatable, listable. Automatic tax, consent, currency conversion. There is nothing called modify. Customers update. Customer update. Create params customer update. No. What do I... The problem that I'm trying to solve here, I don't even know if it is a problem. Let me see. Create an absolute URL. Okay. I'm just gonna do it myself here. Create the booking first. Then the success URL is this one. And the cancel I think cancel should also have the same thing. I'm totally botching this up that way. But then this session ID I will go back and change. So I'll put in a temporary one here as blank. And then booking. Okay. Let's. Oh, come on, man. Payment canceled with arguments not found. Oh, payment canceled. Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's go to URLs. Just this one. That one. Okay. And then views. That was at the top. Parking. Clear that out. Okay. Oh, all right. Check out. Oh, now we got a 200. But did we get a bug on here? What is it doing? Okay. Checkout. Redirecting to Stripe checkout, and then redirect checkout must include a session ID. Redirecting to Stripe checkout. Oh, come on, man. Resorting to doing this myself. Payment detail. I think that's the page. Redirecting to Stripe checkout. Session. Reload. Okay. Oh. There it is. It should be session.session ID. Sometimes, man, it just doesn't get it. There we go. Now we got the $10 plus 10% tax. And the payment. And if I go back, it says payment canceled. Don't worry, no charges have been made to your account. If you encountered any issues, have any questions, please don't hesitate. Boom. Turn on. That. Okay. That is a good place to stop for the day, I think. It's been 3-hour session. And just to recap what we got accomplished here. We are now, where are we? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're 3 hours in, plus 2 hours yesterday. 5 hours of total dev time. And 3 hours today we've used $9. Oh no, $4. $4? Is that right? Reload. We have used $4 of Anthropic token costs. And what we got is a new Django project from scratch. It has integrated maps with pins of the properties that you can click through and get to the detail page. We've got accounts, authorization, sign up, sign in. We've got 2 types of users implemented, a RVer and a landowners who can have properties. Properties are implemented with one or more photos per property that get uploaded. We've integrated Stripe to take payments. The payments are tracked to bookings for the night in the database. We've got a Bootstrap-based theme with a custom color scheme. We've got a bunch of sort of CRUD pages. This would be your properties. These are the ones that I own. And you can edit that property, add more photos. Pretty basic. We've got a basic sales page framed out with the copywriting drafted, and payment is handled on success and on failure. We've got the Django admin is in here with some of these things. Obviously, it looks like we're missing the bookings. That would be a good thing to add. Add booking to Django admin. Boom. Oh my gosh, what did it do? Okay, and now it added the properties too. Did that. User profiles, properties, and the bookings. Okay, so it's creating lots of these bookings, which is interesting. Obviously, none of them were successful because I haven't paid anything yet. But interesting. And what other URLs did we create? We created a bunch of stuff here. I mean, all things considered, for 5 hours total. We've got a lot of pages. Homepage, the landowner dashboard. I forgot about that one. There is a dashboard to show the revenue earned. I think this is currently a static number, not a calculated one, so that's not great, but it is a placeholder. We've got canceled success, details for new property, edit property, the list view, the pay page. We've got it generating QR codes on demand. That would be these QR codes, which do work. If you go to the view page, you get a bigger view. You can snap a photo with your camera and go to it. I've linked to it. It brings you to this page, which is currently a really janky looking checkout. And we've got the registration, the base templates. Yeah, lots of the basics are handled. We've got a reasonable set of model files or models in the database. What do they look like? We've got the user profile, the property, the images for the properties, the bookings. So that's all working. And yeah, 5 hours total. And this is a bit of a new learning curve for me. I haven't done a Django app in probably 7 years. So pretty rusty for me to be doing this. And maybe that makes it an interesting use case for how AI can help you get stuff done, even on code bases that you otherwise wouldn't be familiar with. Um, I'm using Aider here, which is like pip install aider-chat, and it makes changes to your whole code base. Git applies them automatically, so you can roll back things that it messes up on. I Last night I was doing it with ChatGPT-4o, and today using Anthropic um, 3.5 Sonnet. Big difference. Sonnet was way better, significantly improved. Bigger changes, doing more in anticipation of doing it correctly, I think. Um, and fewer bugs. Uh, ChatGPT last night was creating uh, malformed diffs, which were deleting important bits of code. So that was just being very annoying. I didn't run into that problem at all today with Sonnet, so huge improvement there. I did find some edge cases with Aider, um, in that it would get stuck in a loop. If you gave it a bug, it would fix that bug but reintroduce the bug that it was trying to fix in the first place. And there was two ways that I found to fix that. One was to be a bit more descriptive in the ask to make sure you have a better piece of context around what you're asking it to do, or maybe being a bit more precise. The other is reverting back to the documentation, figuring out what the problem is, and then um, specifying the change more directly in the code. So in that one case, telling it that the session, well, it didn't really fix it, but like it was definitely getting confused on a few things. It called a variable session for the Stripe session, but typically a Stripe session would be not treated like a database session, and it was using database session syntax. So that was a bit of a confusion point. And that one required a manual fix. Other times, just referencing the proper documentation, it got the hint and fixed it right away. So, pretty, in some ways, extremely efficient and very powerful. In other ways, you get stuck on loops, then you got to find new ways to solve these issues. And we'll see where this goes, but so far so good. I may or may not build this out further. My thought would be normally create a landing page with a sign up form to see if people are interested. But I don't know. If it only takes 2 days to build the whole thing out in the first place, why not just build the thing? Cool. Become a host and serve PNGs, direct properties, sign up, sign in. Yeah. Anyway, that will be it for me. It is looking good, and we're making progress. Cheers.